Now we're actually looking at objects. Now objects aren't that complicated. Like anything else, they're very easy to declare. If you remember with a turf, we use the command turf. In this instance we use object, and then we go to a new line and we indent as we have with everything else, so everything belongs to an object. I'm actually using the same file as I used in the last tutorial, the tutorials on turfs, and as you can see I've just created a new DM file, objects. Now I'm actually not going to be covering objects in a great amount of detail because we've already actually covered turfs, and I don't want to bore you by repeating the same things over and over and over again, because I know what I'm like when I start listening to tutorials and they're repeating something, I'll just skip bits, and then you can actually miss important bits. So I won't repeat myself, or I'll try not to as little as possible. Now an object, where would you use an object? Well, an object an object can move, but an object would be like a door, possibly. The door opens or the door slides, so it could move. Or you could use an offset, but we'll look at that later. You could use weights, punch bags, things like that could be objects. If you wanted an item like some potion, that would be an object that you pick up. Things like that. Gold is an object. So those are the type of things used for objects. Now, before we can create any objects, I need to create a new icon file. The shortcut is Ctrl and N. Then I'm going to select icon file, and I'm going to call this, funnily enough, objects as well. And it doesn't matter that the same objects.dm and objects.dmi, because the extension distinguishes them from each other. So I'm going to create a paintbrush, and let's attempt here, my amazing artwork, I'm only messing. Let's attempt to draw some gold. And as I've already stated, I can't draw for toffee. So we'll just copy and paste. How much gold do we need? And let's do a quick copy again. Oops, not flood. I want to go on to select again. While I'm actually in icons, I'll actually explain. You see the grey thing? If you don't already know, that is actually set. That colour is invisible. It will not show up on anything. So when you put that, it's like having nothing there. Okay, so it's invisible, that colour. That's enough for gold, or my attempt at gold anyway. So we'll call it gold. Done. Now we're actually going to use the object gold. Now let's have a look. Objects. I'm going to have a gold, but before that I want to actually specify the icon, because all my objects are going to be contained in the objects.dmi file. So I'm going to set the icon to equal objects.dmi. Then I'm going to create a gold object, and its icon state is going to point to gold with a capital G. So it is going to equal gold, like so. It's not densities, everything like that's fine. But now we want to pick this up. Now there's two ways of doing this. First off, before I do anything, I know it's not the right place to code it, but it's just, actually no, I'll do it all correctly. I'm going to create a new coded file, and I'm going to call it mobs. And I'm just going to very quickly do something. I'm going to have a mob. I'm going to create a variable which is going to be gold. Okay, and I'll do it properly by, there we go, gold. Then I'm going to go back to here. Now for gold, it's going to have a quantity, isn't it? Not all gold that you pick up is going to be the same. So let's have got a variable here, amount, if I can spell correctly, amount. I'm going to set that equal to, I don't know, 50. You can set it to whatever you want. Then we've got icon gold. Now, as it says, there's two ways that you could get it. You could get it by clicking, in which instance you'd just use click. And it's, as I've already explained with turfs, that's why I'm not going over it in great detail. You just type in your procedure with a capital C, because it's pre-programmed, if you remember. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go user.gold plus amount, and that's it. Finish off the procedure like that. I spelled amount wrong again. What's it with my spelling today? There we go. And as soon as you click on the object gold, you'll pick it up. However, you could have a procedure, you could have a verb get, but I'm not going to go into that yet. because at the moment I'm just going to look at click. We could actually also have a look at what I'm thinking of. There we go. Entered and exited. But as I've already explained, we've already looked at entered and exited in previous modules, as you can as I've explained. So all I'm saying is I don't really need to go over them, because all you have to do is apply what you learnt in TERFs and apply it to objects. Okay, and that's really it for objects. We're not going to go into them into great detail at the moment, but later on in the tutorials, after we've actually covered maps, we'll actually go into greater detail. Okay.